Good morning, afternoon here, drinking coffee, pretending it's morning. Got a little found footage though. Some pilot who has the same gear as me. Looks like maybe the same Nissan truck as me with the same chameleon paint as me. Decided to go up on a day that probably wouldn't go up on again, and we're gonna go through it. We're gonna check that footage. So normally you've got better visibility coming out of that field. I've flown here before. Um, it's actually the only place I've flown um, besides training, and you'd see all the way to Ohio, quite literally from Indiana. You can see windmills in the distance. There's a cell phone tower like 700 yards that way, just on the other side of a baseball diamond in a football field. And this pilot told me the GoPro makes it look worse than it is. The moist, foggy air condensed on the lens almost immediately, so it looks like you're swimming. But pilot told me you could still see the things he needed to see in operation. Obviously, this probably doesn't qualify as VFR flying, so this was a quick one. I think it was a 5-minute flight this guy took, 2 laps around the spot. And he said when he left, packed up the gear and left, that it wasn't this bad, or it didn't seem this bad, but out in the country there was more fog and things were different, and this is what you got. So that dude just went up, did a couple laps, came down. We'll skip ahead here, nothing exciting. No crashing into anything. Comes down for a decent enough landing, and a little soft splat. There you go, no problem. So I think there's a little commentary after that. Oh,
Okay. Woo! Well, that was definitely not a good idea, but I'm glad I did it. Because that was super freaking cool.
dude sounds a little bit like me. It's kind of weird. Um, and then I've got another clip, if you can believe that. This one is not found footage, and I will cop to it because it was me flying. I did it. I did it. So this flight, everything's you know going very well. It was a nice day in the fall, I believe, um, and I was trying to practice some low stuff. There was farmers out harvesting in their fields and whatnot, and so I was trying to go buzz them and wave and be Mr. Cool Guy and whatnot. And I noticed my motor was being weird. I described it as lumpy at the time, down at idle. And later I learned, next time I went to go flying, went to fire it up here at the house, one pull, and did idled fine, but the prop was spinning at all times, which is not what you want on a mini plane that has a clutch. So found out one of the clutch springs. It's got a centrifugal clutch. Um, it's got two basically brake shoes that are held together with a spring here and a spring here. And when the output shaft of the motor spins, it's connected. This clutch is connected to that, and this whole assembly spins. The springs or the pieces separate the springs a little bit because of centrifugal force, and it grabs the outside of a bell housing kind of thing, and that spins the prop when you get above like 3,000 RPMs, something like that. Is it 3,000? It might be like 1,500 RPMs. So yeah, starter is 1,500, clutch is like 3,000, I think. And so one of those springs was broken, and so my clutch was half engaged at all times and giving me a weird lumpy feeling. And so my prop was also spinning at all times. And I don't know how much thrust it generates, but I blame that occurrence or that broken clutch spring on this landing here. I thought I was good, come out of the seat, feeling fine. I bet the motor's probably off by now. Can't see the angle too well. Oh, car! And down. So, and then thank you, Mother Nature, for saving me from that fence, I guess. No damage to the wing. I've flown since then. Here comes my dad. I'm sure he's very worried about his son first and foremost, not the car. But he's definitely worried about the car more than me. Yeah, but that was a weird one. I'm gonna blame that on that clutch spring. But then again, I did fly last weekend and came in long, almost in the same way, and landed on that driveway. So I'm new. I'm a rookie. I've only got, let's go to my flight log, I'll call it, since, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One of these I didn't even get up, so, but I'm sure there's more than one flight on some of the others. So I mean, I've only got probably, you know, 12, 15-ish flights since training, which was in July, but I'm gonna end my, well, the season's not over, I guess it's never over. But I'll end, you know, the year at least with a decent number of flights. I mean, I'm probably coming up on 50, counting training and all that good stuff. And then my gear's still intact, so I can fly again. I'm seemingly intact physically, still working on this one, and then I think we'll just keep flying and keep filling this bad boy up, which is something I would recommend if you are in the habit of recording, you know, your flights for, be it for posterity, for, you know, entertainment later if you want to edit stuff and share it with the world because you've got that degree of narcissism, then that's fine too. But it also works as a good flight log. Somebody asked me if I'm keeping a flight log, and I told them no, and they said that's silly, but then I kind of realized I'm keeping a rough flight log in this file. So, you know, I've got raw footage, and then you've got edited stuff, and then I've got final projects here. So, yeah. So, yeah, I think we're gonna, oh shoot, I guess we can revisit this, because first landing right there. Down at Midwest PPG, just saw a cool video. It was an Aviator Alliance made about them, and it was badass. Those are cool dudes. I'd recommend training with them. And this might be my first flight on the Muse, what, 2? Oh yeah, and then I come off the gas because it's scary. Flying's scary. And here comes the hangar. But we're good. Dave was in my ear yelling full power the whole time, and that's what I needed to hear. So yeah, first year paramotoring, total success. 10 out of 10, do recommend. Do it. Get in there, get up there, have fun.